60 suspects are facing charges in connection with the Latin Kings gang following a series of arrests this morning in Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and New Jersey.
The arrests were aimed at the East Coast leadership in the gang. Officials say that the gang's East Coast overseer is from here in Springfield, along with several others charged. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo joins us in the studio with more. Audrey?
Michael Cecchetelli of Springfield was at the top of the FBI's chart, which they showed at a press conference today. That chart showed the organizational structure for the East Coast Latin Kings. This isn't the first time officials say they've charged Cecchetelli in connection with the nationally known gang.
It is one of the largest criminal organizations in the world, with literally thousands of members.
More than 60 people are facing charges Thursday in connection with the Latin Kings gang, a national gang with East Coast and Massachusetts branches. This, according to the FBI and U.S. Attorney's Office, who also say the East Coast leader, Michael Cecchetelli, is from Springfield.
Under Cecchetelli's leadership, the influence of the Latin Kings has grown throughout Massachusetts, leading to an increase in shootings and violence in our cities and towns.
Michael Cecchetelli is 40 years old, and officials say he was the conduit between the regional Latin Kings chapter and national leadership. Officials say taking Cecchetelli down involved 4 years of investigation.
We successfully infiltrated the organization at its highest levels, secretly recording chapter, state, and East Coast level meetings.
According to documents released by the U.S. Attorney's Office, through those recordings and by tracking messages, law enforcement says they found Cecchetelli reportedly threatening violence.
I want to thank the U.S. Attorney for getting these individuals in the federal court where they're going to see some real time and they're not going to be slapped on the wrist as they are in the district courts.
Back in 2005, the U.S. Attorney's Office confirms Michael Cecchetelli was charged, then in his 20s, as part of an investigation into the Latin Kings. Western Mass News covered his arrest in depth back then. Authorities confirm he was sentenced to 37 months in jail. Federal officials say 4 others from Springfield were charged in Thursday's Operation Thronedown as well. They say it was a targeted effort to capture leaders within the organization accused of serious crimes.
Murder, robbery, assault, witness intimidation, and firearms and drug trafficking offenses.
Now, those charged could be looking at anywhere from 3 years of supervised release for offenses like drug trafficking and up to 20 years in prison for racketeering and corrupt organization, otherwise known as RICO, charges. Live in studio, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.